What if the most powerful person behind England's most famous dynasty wasn't a king, but a woman often overlooked by history? If you think the Tudor era began with Henry VII simply winning a battle, then you don't know the incredible story of his mother, Margaret Beaufort. Her life was a relentless fight for survival, power, and the future of her family, starting from an age when most girls are just playing. Prepare to discover the true architect of the Tudor dynasty, a woman whose iron will change England forever. Imagine standing in her shoes, facing a world of danger at every turn. Before we dive in, just a quick ask. These videos take a lot of time, research, and care to create. If you're enjoying the journey through these forgotten corners of history, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. It doesn't cost you anything, but it means everything to the channel and helps keep these stories alive. Thank you so much. Born on May 31st, 1443, Lady Margaret Beaufort entered a world swirling with royal bloodlines and dangerous political games. As the sole child of the Duke of Somerset, she was a highly valuable heiress, carrying a significant, though contested, claim to the English throne. This made her an unwitting pawn in the deadly ongoing conflict known as the Wars of the Roses. Her destiny, sadly, was decided for her almost from the moment she took her first breath. Can you imagine having your future mapped out before you could even walk? At a remarkably tender age, perhaps as young as 1 or 3, she was first married, or at least formally promised, to John de la Pole. This arrangement was purely a strategic move for her powerful family, designed to secure influence and wealth, not for love or personal happiness. This initial childhood marriage was later annulled, offering a brief reprieve, but it starkly established the pattern for her early life. Her personal desires meant little in a world where children, especially those of noble birth, were instrumental pieces in adult ambitions. Margaret's life took a truly dramatic and heartbreaking turn when, at just 12 years old, she was married to Edmund Tudor, the half-brother of King Henry VI. Edmund was significantly older, about 24 at the time. This union was a critical political maneuver by the king, intended to strengthen Edmund's royal ties and secure a potential heir for the Lancastrian cause, especially as the king himself had no children yet. Think of the fear and uncertainty a young girl must have felt, married off into such high-stakes politics. Tragically, Edmund died of the plague less than a year after their wedding, leaving Margaret a pregnant widow at an incredibly vulnerable age. She was only 13 and already 7 months along. Giving birth at such a tender age was exceptionally difficult and dangerous for her young, small body. On January 28, 1457, her only child, Henry Tudor, the future King Henry VII, was born. This traumatic event likely caused permanent physical damage, as Margaret never conceived another child despite 2 subsequent marriages. Her incredibly early motherhood, forced by political necessity and profound personal loss, forged an unbreakable and fierce bond with her infant son, changing her forever. With her infant son Henry now her entire world, Margaret found herself navigating the treacherous waters of the Wars of the Roses as a young widow. Her son carried a vital Lancastrian claim to the throne, making him an immediate target for the rival Yorkist faction, who had just seized power. Imagine the constant anxiety, the feeling of always being watched, always having to protect your child from unseen dangers. Margaret, despite her youth and past trauma, displayed remarkable political shrewdness. She swiftly entered into 2 more strategic marriages, not for love, but for crucial security. First to Sir Henry Stafford, and then, after his death, to the powerful Lord Thomas Stanley. These alliances were her shield, protecting herself and, most importantly, ensuring Henry's safety. She tirelessly worked behind the scenes, using every connection and ounce of influence she possessed. When the dangers in England became too great, She bravely arranged for Henry to be sent into exile in Brittany and France, a painful separation but a vital act to keep him alive. Her motherly determination and political cunning were truly unwavering. The most daring and pivotal chapter of Margaret's life began in 1483, with the chilling disappearance of the young Yorkist princes in the Tower and the increasingly unpopular reign of Richard III. Margaret saw a desperate but vital window of opportunity. Can you feel the weight of such a decision? Conspiring against a king meant risking everything: your life, your son's life. She formed an audacious and secretive alliance with Elizabeth Woodville, the distraught mother of the missing princes and the former queen. These two powerful women, once adversaries from opposing sides of the dynastic conflict, bravely united in a singular, bold plot. Their grand plan was to orchestrate the overthrow of Richard III, bring her exiled son Henry Tudor back to England, and ultimately unite the warring houses of Lancaster and York through Henry's marriage to Elizabeth of York, Elizabeth Woodville's daughter. It was a monumental gamble, fraught with danger at every turn, a true act of desperation and unwavering ambition. Margaret secretly sent crucial messages and financial support to Henry, urging him to return and claim his destiny, meticulously setting the stage for a dramatic and inevitable showdown. The culmination of Margaret's lifelong struggle, her unwavering hope, arrived on August 22, 1485, at the fateful Battle of Bosworth Field. This was the moment everything hinged upon. Her current husband, Lord Thomas Stanley, played an incredibly complex and ultimately crucial role. He famously delayed committing his forces until the very last moment, carefully observing which side gained the upper hand, before finally throwing his weight behind Henry. This critical decision tipped the scales. Richard III was defeated and tragically killed on the battlefield, his reign brought to an abrupt and violent end. Imagine Margaret's feelings in that moment: the overwhelming relief, the soaring triumph after decades of struggle. Her only son, the boy she had fought for since his difficult birth, had claimed the throne of England. She had, against all imaginable odds, orchestrated the end of the devastating Wars of the Roses and ushered in the dawn of the mighty Tudor Dynasty. Her deepest dream, born from a vulnerable childhood and a mother's fierce protective love, had finally become a reality. With her beloved son, Henry VII, now firmly on the throne, Margaret Beaufort ascended to a position of immense power and respect, widely known and honored as My Lady the King's Mother. While never officially queen, she wielded significant influence within Henry VII's court, often serving as his most trusted advisor and confidant. Imagine the satisfaction, after so many years of quiet scheming and hidden struggle, to finally see her vision realized and her position secured. Beyond the political machinations, Margaret dedicated her later life wholeheartedly to promoting education and supporting charitable causes. She famously re-established Christ College and initiated the founding of St. John's College at Cambridge University, leaving an indelible mark on English higher education that endures to this day. She also generously supported England's first printer, William Caxton, ensuring the spread of knowledge. Margaret Beaufort's story is an extraordinary testament to incredible resilience, a sharp political mind, and an unwavering maternal devotion. She was the quiet, formidable force, the brilliant strategist, and the fiercely determined mother who truly forged the Tudor dynasty, shaping the very course of English history for centuries to come. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. It really helps us keep bringing forgotten history back to life. Thank you, and see you in the next episode of Dark Lore.